All right. We're here with Coach Sonny from CNF Boxing San Bernardino. What's going on, brother?
I'm blessed, brother. I can't complain. We're here. We're still in the building, so no complaints.
Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having me, brother.
So, where are you originally from?
I was born in Compton, raised in South Central LA, brother.
Compton, CPT,
Hub City.
Hub City, in the building.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Compton?
Oh, man, it was rough. Really rough. You know, a lot of gangbanging, a lot of fighting, a lot of shootouts. I was there for the riots. You know, as a youngster, obviously, I had my hands in the cookie jar too, you know. So just a lot of violence in my eras, you know. It was a lot of violence, that's for sure.
And that was around what years?
Yeah, I'm 40-some years old, so that was over 20 years ago. Yeah. Or longer.
Man, it was definitely a mix back then.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, it's different compared to what it is now. I know that for a fact. You know, it's way different. Yeah.
I remember when the riots kicked off. That was due to the whole Rodney King situation, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And when California almost burned down.
Yeah.
Well, LA.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we burned down that city.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, not knowing, you know, when you're younger, I mean, you're just basically just doing like everybody else is doing, but not thinking about how your city's going to look the next day, right? But you're a kid, so you're not knowing, you know. But
no one's knowing. You just want to cop some free shit. And, you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
I mean, that's what a lot of people were doing.
We're just trying to eat.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's Compton. And in those eras, we were in a struggle, major struggles, you know, like, yeah. It's not easy. It wasn't easy growing up in Compton. It wasn't. It was really hard, and it was raw. You know, people that lived in Compton or in those areas, South Central, Watts, it was raw, brother. It was raw.
How long did you live in Compton?
At least half of my life, brother. That's when, after that, we moved to South Central LA, lived there, and then we came over here to San Bernardino. Yeah, brother.
So from Compton, South Central to San Bernardino.
Yeah. And San Bernardino is not
nothing nice.
Nothing nice either. I mean, I feel like things were going to change, but it's just like Compton. It's just like LA. Murder capital out here. You know, it's crazy out here in San Bernardino too. Yeah. Ain't nothing changed out here. Same thing. It's crazy out here, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is crazy in general.
Exactly.
You ever go through any hardships coming up? You ever go through any adversities in life?
Oh yeah, living in the city, brother, you're gonna go through a lot. You know, that's what makes you who you are today. Obviously, being shot, you know, being stabbed, going to prison and stuff like that. I mean, you're gonna have to go through it to make you who you are today, you know, and change your life around. That's if you want to change. I mean, I know older homies that are still out there doing the same thing. And it's kind of like, it's mind-boggling, like, hey, bro, you ain't never going to change, huh? They live that lifestyle. I'm good with all that, you know? I'm here for my family, you know what I mean? That lifestyle is basically what I'm trying to get at and say is being a gangster doesn't pay at all, you know? Family comes first, and that's real, you know? But yeah, I've been through a lot of stuff in life.
Like yeah, you know, a lot of people who are career criminals and they get locked up for a certain amount of time, they come out institutionalized, and it's hard for them to adapt to the regular lifestyle that everybody else is living out here. It's hard for them.
Yeah.
So a lot of them turn back to what they're good at.
Right.
And a lot of that is criminal activities.
Right.
Robbing, stealing, pillaging, whatever you want to call it.
You're right. But I feel like the honest truth, because I've done my time, I feel like that's an excuse too. Okay, let's just be real. We're going to talk about being real. If you want to change, you could really change. You know, they talk about, oh, I'm just stuck here. No, bro, you can change if you want to change. I change, so what's the difference? I changed because I wanted to change. I wanted to see a difference, you know? So I feel like that's a cop-out, bro, to be real.
Yeah.
Some people might like it, some people might not like it. I'm just being real, bro. Why did I change? Yeah, I didn't do 15, I didn't do 20, you know, but 7 years was good enough for me. You know what I mean? So I can say the same thing too. There is no excuses. If you really want to do something, you're going to do it. Right?
Yeah. I think 7 years is good enough for anybody.
Exactly. And it wasn't easy. In there, you got to be mentally strong. If you're not mentally strong, you already know what happens. I don't got to say much. You know, it wasn't easy. You got to be mentally strong. If you ain't mentally strong, good luck.
So you mentioned you were shot, you were stabbed. Why were you shot?
Well, obviously, I wasn't a good boy. I'll tell you that right now. You know, obviously, we were involved in some things that we were not supposed to be involved in. Obviously, that lifestyle, you know, and then behind that lifestyle, everything's, you know, nothing good comes out of it. You know, I said it earlier, being a gangster or being associated with people that are gangsters doesn't pay. The only thing that's going to happen to you is either you're going to lose your life, either you're going to be handicapped or be stuck in prison for the rest of your life. I didn't want that for me, and I didn't want that for my family. What's the most important thing in my life is my family. You know, I don't got to prove nothing to nobody, because in the end of the day, no one's paying my bills. Nobody pays my bills. You know, call your homie right now, see if he's gonna front you some money or help you out. Ain't nobody around, brother. Ain't nobody around when you need them. Calling them, hey, shoot me some money, put some money on my books. You know, ain't nobody there. And that's the truth.
And a lot of these youngsters, their mind's not fully developed yet. So to them is, you know, they have friends that they're in cahoots with when they're younger, and they think that, you know, the homies are always going to be there. But when they get put in that situation where they're doing a good amount of time and they reach out like, hey, they might help you out in the beginning a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, keep asking it, and, you know, pretty soon ain't no more money coming in.
Exactly.
So who's really there for you?
Exactly. So now, speaking on that is, a lot of these kids are not leaders. They're all followers. So the thing is, they see these guys that are OGs, you know, and they want to be like them, you know what I mean? But instead of them being OGs, and if they're real OGs, why are they not telling them like, hey, bro, don't do this, don't do that? You know, you talk about the raza, brown pride, and all this other stuff. Look out for your gente. Look out for them for reals, and be a mentor and tell them, you know what, bro? This ain't the lifestyle. This ain't it. What's gonna get you here, nothing. It's gonna get you nothing out of this. Stay in school, get an education. That's what's important. Not carrying a gun, carrying some dope in your pocket. You know, staying up all night and selling dope all night. No, bro, that's not gonna get you nowhere. That's what these OGs are supposed to be doing. If you're a real OG, you know what I mean? Like, my mentors obviously weren't good mentors, because I followed in that footstep where like, oh, I wanted to be with them. You know what I mean? And I understand these youngsters, because ain't nobody instilling good in their head. No one's telling them like, hey, you know, do right, do this, do that. And I understand everybody's just falling into the same path, you know, and that's what society wants. You know what I mean? It's to everybody fail as it is. But if only people knew that if we just stuck together, we are the most strongest and talented people in this earth. Some people might take it disrespectful for what I'm about to say, but at the same time, we are the most stupidest people. Why? Because we don't stick together. We're always hating on each other. But I say it again, if we only stuck together, we would be the most powerful people in this earth. And that's real.
What was your upbringing like, man?
I got a brother, 2 sisters, just not having food, you know what I mean? Clothing, we would have to share clothes, me and my brother, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Just that real gutter stuff, like not knowing if we were gonna eat the next day and stuff like that, what are we gonna wear to school? Kids clowning you, making fun of you because you're wearing the same clothes and stuff like that, brother. That it was embarrassing, but what could we do? That's what we were brought into. It was that, you know what I mean? And it wasn't easy. We were embarrassed a lot and stuff like that. But as I got older, I said, I don't want to live like this no more, I don't want to be like this. I want to do better for myself. And that's exactly what I did. You know what I mean? I start doing better for myself, knowing that I was still messing around, but, yeah.
You have a good relationship with your parents?
Well, my dad passed away 4 years ago,
Rest in peace.
it was hard, but, it was hard. My pops was really always really tough, really hard on me. He was a drinker, an abusive dad towards me. Physically. Like I can remember, I was a young kid. He would beat me and all that. Going through it, he would beat me like I was a grown man. But don't get me wrong, I love my dad with all my heart. He taught me a lot. But yeah, it was like that in the house. My mom, I'm thankful and I'm blessed that my mom's still here in the building. She's still here. So, I love my mom with all my heart, But that's pretty much it on that part,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned he used to beat you and stuff. Was it only you that he was beating? Because you mentioned you do have another brother and 2 sisters.
Yeah, it was pretty much
just
me.
Or them too?
Yeah, I think I always got the worstest part of the stick.
Why do you think that?
Man, the honest truth, brother, like I always go back to thinking he's like that because they never broke the cycle. Maybe his pops used to do that. Maybe somebody in his life used to do that to him, So I think that, I don't know. I used to do pretty much everything, chores, everything he wanted me to do. I thought I was on point, But I guess it was never good enough, But I tell you, in my head, I was, damaged, mentally. But as I got older, I always say, I'm gonna break this cycle. I'm never gonna be like my dad and hit my kids or hit them or belittle them or stuff like that. I got 5 kids, brother. I've never had to hit any of my kids. Just by me talking, you could fix things. Not because they're scared of you, it's because they respect you. See, there's a difference. I was scared of my dad. There's a difference with my kids. My kids, they respect me. There's a big difference,
Huge difference between love and respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You're right about that.
How would you describe your character as a teen? Were you a troublemaker? Did you stay to yourself? What was your character like?
The honest truth, I consider myself, a good kid, respectful, a lot of discipline. Because I was raised like militant style. My dad was a guerrero, in his country. So it was always discipline, I wasn't a travieso, like running the streets at an earlier age. and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I rebelled when I was a little bit older already. Like when I was like 17, that's when I started doing my thing. But other than that, I mean, I was the kid that would wash my own dishes, mop, whatever, take the trash out, stuff like that, because I was militant, raised like that all the time, you know? So we were real disciplined in that part. So when I went anywhere, I know how to say good morning, good afternoon. If an old lady's crossing the streets, help her out, stuff like that, you know? That's the way it was, you know? That's, yeah.
So you did have morals, you had respect.
Of course, that's mandatory respect, brother. I was taught all that, all the respect, all the discipline, all the strong work ethics, all that good stuff, you know? But then I start rebelling because I'm like, damn, I'm doing everything right here, and you're still whooping on me. Like, he busted my head open like 3 times as a kid, bro, you know? So I'm like, damn, he must have had a rough life growing up too if he's doing this to me. As I got older, I knew what had happened because
Right.
I kind of put it all together, you know? But yeah, it was, yeah, it's crazy, brother. Like, yeah. But I'm nothing like that, bro. Yeah.
So when did you discover your passion for boxing? Remember the age or the time you fell in love with it?
I was like 20 years old, 19 years old.
What happened?
Well, to be real, it was my brother, you know what I mean? I started helping my brother out, you know what I mean? So I've always been a people's person, and I seen that I was good at helping out and learning and teaching, and from there, I just fell in love with helping the youth, you know, because I know how important that is, that they're all the future, they're our future, you know, like I said, there is no bad kids, brother, they've just been misguided, you know what I mean? But I'm saying it with good help and good care, these kids could do a whole turnaround and become successful. Not just in the ring, but outside the ring too, you know? I'm not just teaching boxing, I'm being a mentor, you know? Yeah, that's...
Look, many of these young men and women come from broken homes, don't have direction in their life, were lost and are trying to find an outlet, and you provide that outlet now. Like you said, you mentioned becoming a mentor to them. It's a big responsibility because not only as a coach, but you have to be a mentor, a leader in some way, because they're not only going to come to you with boxing problems, they're going to come to you with personal problems,
Yeah,
right?
brother,
Am I correct with that?
You're 100%, brother. Look, let me tell you, brother. A lot of people don't understand. A boxing coach and a mentor. I've been mentoring kids for over 24 years now. So you got to understand, to be a mentor, you're going to have to be a father, a mother, a grandmother, whatever they're comfortable with you. You know, you got to be comfortable, and you have to have a relationship with the students. I mean, I've had a lot of students come to me and vent and told me things that I'm really surprised, and they confide in me. Why don't they go tell their mom or their dad? You know, and I see that sometimes the kids can't go talk to their parents because maybe how the parents are, maybe they don't have time to spend time with their kids and actually sit down with them and ask them, hey, what's wrong with you, mijo or mija? You know, and I see that's what I see. And a lot of these kids are actually from broken homes también, where parents are divorced, mom and dad are in prison. So those are kind of a lot of students that we get at our gym, you know, and that's the kind of kids that I have in my gym. And that's who I'm targeting because they need help mentally and physically. In the end of the day, all they need is love. That's the main thing I noticed, because I'm speaking, you know, I'm not just speaking because I have a mouth. I know because I know the experience. In the end of the day, all they need is love, brother. That's all they need. And someone to listen to them. But I see that they don't get that anywhere else. You so they come and get it with me. And I'm thankful that they're getting it from me than from some other person in the streets that's not good or another, like, yeah.
That's cool, man. Because, sometimes, like you said, kids, sometimes they're not comfortable coming to their father or their mom for whatever reason, right? Maybe they're using drugs or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So they're looking for that outlet. They're looking for that person they could confide in, and they need to let it out.
Yeah.
So you being a coach, the gym is sort of like a sanctuary, if you will.
It's a safe haven, brother.
It's a safe haven,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They trust you.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of trust
Trust and respect
and
me.
respect.
Yeah.
Right. And they see you as a I guess you could say like a father figure,
Yeah.
and that's when, they feel comfortable opening up to you.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
That right there makes me feel real good, brother, because I've changed thousands of kids, and I mean this in a humble way, thousands of kids' life where their parents, mom or dad, come up to me and they're like, hey, coach, I want to thank you. I highly appreciate you for changing my kid's life. And I can see the change in 8 months and a year. And when they tell me that to me, because I'm passionate from the bottom of my heart, brother, like from the soul of my heart, bro, that to me is better than money. Why? Because I'm passionate about this. You know what I mean? That's better than gold. That's better than money to me. When someone's like, hey, coach, thank you. Or they embrace me and they're like, hey, thank you, coach. I appreciate you. Maybe to somebody else it doesn't, but to me, that matters. That's better than gold. That's better than money to me. Because you're passionate about something, and you invest all your time into these kids. You're basically with them Monday through Friday, every day, 3-4 hours daily. We're training them, So, of course, they grow in you, and it's just they just grow in you, brother, and that's the best feeling ever.
Sort of becomes like a family.
We are a family.
Yeah.
CNF Boxing is a family.
Right.
We are a family. Yeah. We're a big family, brother, and I'm thankful for all that. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for everything that He has provided for us. You know what I mean? Really thankful, brother. Yes.
So it wasn't an easy road to get to CNF Boxing because you have a history. When you mentioned your brother has a boxing facility, and you started with him, and that's where you got the love for it. You said you were a people person. You could communicate with people.
Right.
You started developing your social skills.
Exactly.
And you were there for a while, and then you departed from there. Why did you depart from there?
The honest truth, brother, me and my brother just used to get into it a lot. And we worked a lot with a lot of youth. So, to be frank, me and him used to be kind of disrespecting each other, not knowing that obviously we're younger. So I just like, you know what? I'm good. I got to move on. I can't be doing this no more. That's why I'm just like, I got to move on. That's basically it, brother. That's,
So you walked away from there.
Yeah.
You still were passionate about boxing.
Of course.
You went to another place, and that didn't work out too well. And then the pandemic hit. Big pandemic hit.
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you decided to open up a gym during the pandemic out of all times?
Well, I mean, I'm not a perfect man, brother, but I am a Christian. And I have a lot of faith. So all through this whole journey, God's always had my back. So when I prayed on something, God has always provided. And the same way, I promise you, brother, God knows my heart and He's hearing me right now. The same way I prayed on this is the same way He gave it to me. So it's really important that people understand that if you have the faith and it comes from your heart, He's going to provide all the time, brother. Because I know that a lot of people were losing their homes And nobody in their right mind would have ever thought to open up a boxing gym in the pandemic. But because I have faith in God, and He's always provided through my worstest, my goods, and whatever, I knew that we were going to be all right. I just knew that in my heart. You just feel it, bro. You just feel it. You know, there is no fake in that. You just know that. And since we're still in the building, we're still blessed, and we got over 60 students. You know, we went from having 90 students to still having 60 students. And I mean, it's what, March 13 will be there 2 years. We're still there. We went through the worstest, you know, and we're still there. And I'm really thankful for that, you know.
I mean, to start a boxing gym during the pandemic is crazy, because people were losing their homes, their jobs. They weren't making the money they were used to. And for you to say, well, hey, let's open up a boxing gym. Sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys did it.
Yeah, we did.
Against all odds, you guys did it and were successful, and you guys are still there today.
You're right.
And it's gotten bigger. There's more students. How many students would you say you have now?
60, 70, still
60,
strong.
70 students. How many did you start off with?
Oh, when we signed everybody out, we had 90 students that signed up.
Wow.
So it went from 90 to 70.
Okay.
That's still really
It's
good.
a big number, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
How was it in the beginning?
It was good, brother. It was everything that I've been praying for.
How hard was it?
It wasn't hard because I already know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I already knew it wasn't hard. Like, because I've already been planting that seed for so long. You know, I've been in the game for 24 years. So to me, it wasn't hard. Obviously, yeah, we had to put some money, me and my partner, Albert, you know, into the building. My girl helped out, Carolina también. You know, my sister helped out, Donna. That's my twin sister, you know. She showed us a lot of love. But yeah, we had to put some good chunk of money down to fix the whole building, because that building wasn't like that.
Right.
You know, we put all our love, our soul. That whole building was prayed over, brother. That whole building is anointed. And people don't know what anointed means, then they got to look it up, you know. So it was prayed over, and to be real, there hasn't been no hiccups at that gym. You know, God has it's just, yeah, brother, it's been good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm not trying to say that because I'm trying to get good brownie points or nothing. It's just the truth, brother. It's been good. Like, training, had a few shows, winning, just a lot of that stuff, you know. It's been really, really good, you know. Like, I would be a liar if I said it hasn't, but it has, because the book's already been written by God. He already knows my path, you know. And like I said, we're just here passing by, brother. When it's time to go home, it's time to go home. So I'm going to do the best I can while I'm still here living, you know, and continue, you know, providing for the city, keeping the youth out of trouble, showing them the respect, the discipline, the strong work ethics, and building champions, not just in the ring, but outside the ring. It's something that I love with all my heart and all my soul, brother. And people that know me, they know that I'm about this life for reals. I don't just talk because I got a mouth. I'm about this for reals. You know, I would be a liar if I told you that I didn't want to quit in the process of these 24 years. I would be a liar if I told you that I didn't want to quit. Yes, I want to quit at least 5 times. But I never gave up. You can never give up. If you're passionate about something, if you love something, don't quit. Don't ever quit. Don't quit.
And why didn't you quit?
Because I know this was my path. I know I was good at it. And I know God wasn't going to let me fall. I can't. I love that. I went too far. I was too far in the game to quit now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the fundamentals that you teach your students in the sport of boxing?
Well, there's a lot of conditioning. You know, there's 3-4 hours of training, a lot of conditioning, the basic fundamentals, good stuff the double jab, the triple jab, moving around, keeping your hands up. It's a lot of hard work, you know what I mean? Like I said before, this sport's not for everybody. You know, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. This is not football. This ain't soccer. This is not tennis. I mean, I respect all the other sports. Don't get me wrong. But this is going to be the most hardest thing they ever done. You know, that's why I take my hats off anytime a guy gets into that ring, because I know how it feels to be in that ring. You know, how can you not respect the kid that gets into that ring? It's, you know, and then you see him doing real good. And it's a good feeling when you train guys and you change them to become good inside the ring and outside the ring. It's a good feeling.
Boxing's a barbaric sport, man. It's not just flash and you know, it's such a dangerous sport. People watch it, the casuals, and you know, they're, oh man, they want to see blood. They want to see people get knocked out, but they don't understand the severity of boxing. People can die. People have died.
You're right.
People continue to die.
Yeah.
In the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
How do you see that, man?
No, you're right about what you said, but it's a lifestyle. It's basically you got to be married to boxing. Okay. I've told this to plenty of kids and even pros. The kryptonite for a boxer: women's, drugs, alcohol, and partying.
Damn.
That's the downfall of a boxer. That's a kryptonite for them, you know? And there's a lot of wasted talent. That is their downfall all the time. They make a few thousand, they make $10,000, they make $15,000. Do they think that money is gonna last them all year?
At the time they do.
At the time, because ain't nobody telling them. But what I'm saying is, I've seen so much wasted talent in boxing. It's sad. But because they think they're talented, that someone's not gonna surpass them. But people gotta understand, me personally, I'd rather get that kid that has that hard work. Because I could build that talent. Guess what happens now? The guy with the talent is down here, and the guy with the talent and hard work beats that guy. I've seen it plenty of times.
You know what they say, hard work beats talent any day of the week.
It's the truth. I don't care how talented you are. I'll be a liar if I'm just talking to tell you that's not the truth. That is the truth. Because I've been in the game. I've seen it with my own eyes. So you could be the most flashiest, the most talented kid in the world. It don't matter to me. Because me personally, bring me a kid with the hard work, with that strong work ethics. I don't care about your talent, right? That don't mean nothing if you don't got the hard work and you're not disciplined. If you're not disciplined and you're not consistent in boxing, good luck. You're not gonna make it in this. I mean, we could go back and name names. I'm not gonna name no names. They all know. They know who they are. You know, it's just a waste of talent. And that's why I go back to, that's a God's gift. God gave you that gift. Why are you wasting it? The girls are always going to be there. The partying is always going to be there. You know, so that's why it's sad that they think like that, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, brother.
There's time to celebrate. There's time to have a party once you've put in all the work, once you've put in the years of dedication, the wins, the losses. There's time for all that after you've put in all the work. Not because you won 3 fights in a row and now you're making a little money. It doesn't mean that you have. I mean, you can party a little bit, but not to an extent where, like you said, the women are coming. People are offering you drugs now because now you got high celebrities hanging with you now and stuff like that. And now you think that you're big time.
Right.
But you just started.
Yeah.
You just started.
Yeah.
there's still a whole bunch of tests you got to get through before you can celebrate.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they shouldn't even be partying like that. There should be no alcohol involved if
At
you're going
all.
to be,
Right.
or drugs if you're going to be an actual elite boxer or pro fighter. None of that should be involved in your lifestyle. You know, if you're going to be doing something like that, you know what I mean? You should be 100% always ready and staying ready staying ready to the game of boxing, because this is going to get you where you need to get, you know, especially if you're just an amateur, you know, and then you go pro and you win your few fights. That's cool, but that's not good enough. It's never good enough. In boxing, you got to continue working hard every day, staying consistent, working hard. It's not going to be easy. I understand. I know you guys ain't robots. I know that. But if you want something in life, you can do it. It just has to come from you.
And there has to be sacrifice.
That's 100, brother.
Bunch of sacrifices.
A lot of sacrifices.
How many stories have we heard of big time superstar boxers that got into drugs and they lost everything?
Plenty, brother. You know that. Plenty. I mean, over 100. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's horrible, you know, but
It seems like it comes with the territory at some
it kind of
point.
does, and I kind of understand, you know, all the boxers are from the hood, basically. No one's teaching them how to be responsible with their money. Ain't nobody, it's not like they're going to go get a lawyer or somebody that works with money and tell them, okay, put your money here, invest here. No, the first thing they do, they get their $20,000 check, whatever big check they get. What do they go do? Go get cars, you know what I mean? The jewelry and all this other stuff that come, because ain't nobody instilling like, hey, bro, save your money and invest, because there is going to be rainy days. What if you get hurt? Then what? So no one's instilling that kind of knowledge in their head. They're just like, oh, you got a big fight? Okay. And they're still, you know, they grew up in the hood. So they're going to party. They're going to end up doing what they do. And that's it. The day of fun. Okay, yeah. No one say you can have fun, but be responsible how you do things. If you're a boxer, you're not supposed to be smoking. You're not supposed to be doing drugs. You're not supposed to be drinking. You can have fun, but be responsible. And even then, if you're going to fight the next day, you shouldn't be partying or whatever. Whatever the case may be, you know. You got to be married to the boxing. You got to be married to this. It's not easy, I understand.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
That should be the motto. That is the motto.
Yeah, that's it right there.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But a lot of these people, like I said, the money and the fame come into play, and the influence. You know, you got big people that you wouldn't think, you know, they come around and you're like, whoa, if they're doing it, it must be cool for me to do it.
Exactly.
Because these guys are superstars.
Yeah.
You know, they're somebodies. And if they can do it, that means I can do it.
They're not being leaders, bro. They're being followers.
They're being followers, exactly.
You know, they still thinking like that. But ain't nobody instilling that in their head like, hey, you are a leader. You are a leader. You're not a follower. But that's that mentality. No one's teaching them that kind of stuff to them, you know?
Yeah. I guess, you know, with fame and money, that comes along with it. And you have to be a strong individual to get through that, because that's a lot.
Mentally strong.
Mentally strong.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
Yep.
It's tough. All these pretty women coming around you, all these, you know, high profile people want to chill with you now.
Yeah.
You know, free drugs. I mean, free sex. I mean, everything's, you know, it seems free at the time, but there is a cost to that.
Always consequences to it. Always. Yep.
How severe do you think these consequences are?
Oh, they could get you in trouble, brother. A night of partying could get you in jail. They get you killed. You get into a fight, hit somebody, you know, they fall, crack their head open, and there you go. There goes your career.
Yeah, that easy.
Because it came from partying. Or your boy goes, he has a gun, he does something, but you're in the car, guess what? You're going to jail too. You know? There's a lot of consequences, brother, that comes behind the partying and all that other stuff. You know, a night out, it could change your whole life in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, but it's the truth, you know?
And there's only a small percentage that make it up to superstardom. I mean, you might get it to a certain level, but to hold that superstar status, there's only a small percentage that make it up there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody wants to make it to that level, of course. Like you said, you marry boxing because you want to be somebody. You want to reach that status.
Yeah.
How important is that?
I mean, like I said earlier, it's important for them to stay in the gym. No matter what kind of day they're having in life, good or bad day, once they show up at the gym, it's different in there, you know, because people treat you like family. You know, if you're stressed out, go to the gym. I always tell my guys this, hey, if you're having problems, don't just stay home, because what's the worstest thing? This is your enemy right here. You stay home, you're going through things in life. It's like, just go to the gym, stay in the gym, stay focused. By the time you get out of the gym, you'll be thinking different, you know? Yeah.
What's the typical day of CNF boxing?
Typical day, just...
What's the training regimen look like?
It's super hard, brother. I mean, I don't know how to explain, but I train my guys at least 3 to 4 hours. We train them 3 to 4 hours daily. That's Monday through Friday, daily. Because the most important part in boxing is the stamina. That's the most important part, you know, conditioning. I mean, you could go in the gym and hit the bag 1,000 times, 100 times, hit mitt work and whatever, but that bag don't hit back, especially if you're not hitting it right or someone's not telling you how to hit it. So to us, we work a lot in conditioning. I feel that's really important. That's pretty much it, a lot of conditioning.
How important is conditioning in the sport of boxing?
Man, it's really important, brother. Like, you gotta have your core, your agility, your power, your hits, everything has to be on point, you know? So I always say 3-4 hours for kids that, you know, that are 10 till 30, it's, for amateurs, it's not bad, you know what I mean? It's really good, you know what I mean? That's how they last these rounds, you know? They do 10 rounds, 8 rounds. I mean, an amateur, they only do 3 rounds, so they should be super ready. There should be no reason why they're tired, you know? So it's important. Conditioning, endurance, all that, it's really important for them. Yeah.
I think it's one of the most important things in boxing, to be conditioned.
Yeah.
You know, stamina's everything. If you can't last 3 rounds, you ain't gonna go far.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's a 12-round match.
Yeah.
You're done. So it's everything. You know, conditioning. You know, it keeps you mentally focused. It keeps you driven, and it keeps you going throughout the whole fight.
Yeah.
You need conditioning. You know, it's very important.
Yeah.
You know, that's why coaches are so strict on their students when it comes to conditioning, because it's a serious game. You don't play boxing.
Now, you could get hurt.
You can get hurt seriously in boxing.
That's why we train the way we train. You know, we're not, I mean, I don't wish bad upon nobody. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but we're in the hurt business.
Yeah.
You know, and I train my guys
accordingly.
Me and Coach, we train our guys the way it's supposed to be, you know, because if you don't, my guys could get hurt too, you know. So it's important that they work all those regimens and stay consistent in the gym. You know, we tell the guys, I mean, if you want to box or fight or whatever, you're not going to come to the gym twice a week. Good luck, because you're never going to fight. You got to be here at least 5 times a week and stay in the regimen and be consistent in what we do here, you know, or else you'll never be able to do it, you know.
What's your favorite boxing movie of all time?
Boxing movie. Man, brother, I don't think I've watched any movies in a long time. My favorite movie is at the gym. That's probably the biggest movie I get every day. There's always something new happening there. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's the movies at the gym, at the CNN boxing. That's where the movies at. That's real action. There's not, you know what I mean? That's
Ain't
the
no
real
acting
deal.
there, right?
That's that real blood, tears, and crying and sweat. That's that real deal happening there.
Were you ever a boxer?
No.
Did you ever fight?
Well, yeah, in the streets.
Street fighting?
Yeah, a lot of that.
How different is it from street fighting to professional fighting?
Oh, it's totally different, brother. Because a lot of these guys in the streets think that, you know, a street fight is gonna last no longer than 30 seconds, and it feels like an eternity fight, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's like all they want to do is just throw a right hand and might want to connect that, and that's it. But when they get in the ring, it's a whole different ball game. You know, if they've never got in the ring, the closest I can say it feels like in there is like, you know, you go swimming and you feel like you're drowning. That's kind of how it feels in there. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of sparring, you know, when I was younger. But other than that, yeah, it's nothing. It's super different, you know? Half of these guys are high and drunk and they want to fight you, and it's kind of like, good luck with that, you know? You're not going to last any more than 30 seconds.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So even a street fighter, if you were to fight a boxer who's maybe even younger, but who's been in the game for a whole lot longer,
my money's on the boxer all the time.
Right.
All the time, brother, because, I mean, I've seen a 14-year-old knock out a 21-year-old kid in the streets.
Right.
Because these guys are trained for that. Their hands are weapons, you know? So
When do they register? When do they have to register their hands?
when they're 8, they could, as young as 8 years old, yeah, they could get their hands registered. Yeah.
As weapons.
Yeah, they just put it
Do
in.
you have to be a professional boxer to get your hands registered?
Well, everybody has to get their register, you know what I mean? If you're a fighter, you got to get your hands,
Okay.
you know what I mean? You're a boxer, so you're already registered.
But I'm saying, if you're an amateur, do you still have to do it, or just when you're a professional boxer? Professional, right?
So
You got to register your hands, because if you hurt somebody or kill somebody, then
well, they're gonna know because you're a boxer. If they ask you you're a boxer and they know that,
Yeah.
and you just got into a fight,
right.
and let's just say, God forbid, you kill somebody, you're gonna go do some time.
You do some time for it.
Yeah,
Even
that's
if you-
manslaughter, brother. I mean, if you started it and they got the video on you, and you ended up hurting this person bad, like where he dies at, yeah, you're gonna get. Now, if the other guy, then I don't know. I'm not a judge, but I'm sure they're gonna look at who started the fight, and this guy just was protecting himself, you know?
I'm curious. That's a tricky question, because what if somebody else started it and you're just protecting yourself, but you end up hurting the guy really bad?
True. Yeah, that's a good question there too. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's
That's
kind of like a thin line there, because
Yeah.
you're a professional. You know you can whip his ass.
For sure.
But did you have to do it?
Yeah.
Was he really
Yeah, was it like a life and death
life and-
situation?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna measure.
I
it
mean,
as.
did you
Right.
pull a gun? Did you pull a knife? Because he had two hands and you had. So yeah, you got to kind of like know, like, let me walk away
Yeah,
in a way, I guess.
Right.
But if he swings, it's kind of like, I don't know, you know.
yeah. That's just
Either you could just block it or something. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Right,
And then
you're a
just
professional,
move,
exactly.
and just move and get the hell out of there. You know, as
Yeah.
long as you don't have a knife or a gun, you'll be fine.
But I think the majority of these youngsters, they're gonna fight back.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fight back.
Yeah,
They're always trying to prove something.
Yeah,
They're
of
gonna
course.
fight back for sure.
they're not gonna walk away from that.
No, they're not.
I've seen videos on YouTube, man, where these guys, I think they were in a casino or they were somewhere, where they approached this professional boxer, not knowing that he was a professional, and they were talking smack with him, and he was just
Yeah.
calm, ready, and they tried to throw it, and he boom bopped them, quick, knocked them out that
Yeah,
fast.
it don't. I mean, speed. That's all you have to hit somebody. It's with the 1-2 that quick,
Yeah,
straight down the pipe, and it's you never see those, especially guys that fight in the street with open arms and just
open
try to
haymakers and all
yeah,
that.
and trying to pick up their pants and all kinds of stuff. They're always gonna get hit.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's it right there. I don't know. It's crazy.
that's crazy, man. So, look, man. We got some fights coming up.
Oh yeah, most definitely we got
And we
fights.
got some fights that want to be made. right? We got Earl Spence, right? We want to see that fight.
Yeah.
You think it's going to happen? Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, you think that'll ever happen, man?
I hope it does.
It's been in the talks.
I hope it does. I mean, I'm a lean more towards Crawford, just because I didn't see Spencer the same way when he had that accident. You know, when I think he was drinking, he flew out of his Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah.
To me, he hasn't been the same. So if that fight does happen, I'm gonna lean towards Crawford.
That's
more.
crazy because a lot of people have Earl Spence favored in that fight.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with Crawford for some. I don't see him the same. Like since he had that accident.
Right.
I don't know how you feel about that, brother. Because I'm gonna go towards Crawford.
You know what? I love both fighters. I think they're both skilled. They're both great fighters. But if I had to choose, I'm going with Bud. I'm going with Bud too. I choose. Bud Crawford. I think he has the edge. And not because of the accident or anything like that. I just think that he's. I know he hasn't fought as much as Earl Spence has either, but I just think that Bud has it in him to.
Yeah, he's a skillful guy.
Yeah,
he's skillful.
I think his skills will beat Earl Spence.
Yeah,
styles make fights.
You're right about that.
And I think Bud will have that one. That's my opinion.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
WBC confirms Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz to determine Tyson Fury's next opponent. How do you feel about that?
To be frank, I've never liked Wilder because his name says it all. He's a wall fighter, and all he really has is that right hand. He throws that right hand, you know.
That
so
bomb, yeah.
I'm gonna lean towards
Andy
Ruiz. Yeah, I think he could do something to him. Yeah, that's who I'm leaning towards. What about you, brother?
Hey man, that one's up. That one's up there. That one could be either one. Look, Andy proved to everybody that he is a contender when he beat Anthony Joshua, where nobody had him winning by far.
Yeah.
Nothing, and he comes up with a huge victory, and now everybody knows who Andy Ruiz is.
Exactly.
Right. Now he is the Mexican heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
Right. And he fought again. He lost, but his name will forever be cemented in the boxing business, right? Because he beat one of the best.
Yeah.
At the time, right?
Yeah.
So can he beat Wilder? Yeah, of course.
Of course, he got two hands just like him.
Yep.
Now, if Wilder had three hands, then I'll think about it. But he's a man. They both got two hands. Let's see who put the hardest work in the gym.
That's what it is.
Who comes out with the most skillful
game plan, yeah.
Game plan. And that's pretty much it, you know?
Like I said, it goes back to conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who can condition, who can last the longest in there, man?
Yeah, who could actually do what they have to do, listen to the coaches, and, you know, it starts at the gym, you know? Do your work at the gym, stay consistent, and it'll show in the ring when it's time to fight. Yeah.
Like this past fight with Bivol and what's his name?
Damn.
What's the guy's name?
I know who you're talking about, though. It's in I can't even remember the guy's name.
Yeah, damn. We're just talking about it. I have a brain fart right now. But anyways, so that fight, right? You would think that what's his name would have beat Bivol.
It didn't go down.
He was
like
a whole
that.
lot bigger than him.
But it didn't go down like that, you know? I was going for what's the name?
Right. Well, a lot of people were.
I say that's little Triple G's little brother.
Right. Zurdo Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
There you go. I had to get it.
Yeah.
So this guy was huge. Zudo's, if you see the pictures and everything,
I could tell.
He's way bigger than him.
Way
man.
bigger. I think he has more fights than him too. Doesn't he have like 50,
40 fights, something
like that?
Yeah, zero. They both had zeros at the time. Zurdo was favored. I think he was favored.
Yeah.
But a lot of people knew that Bivol was fast.
Yeah, he's more of a boxer, and he'll come in and touch something.
Good
up
ring
real good.
IQ too.
Yeah,
so
he's hitting them pretty good.
You know, he's real good. So when he went in there, I seen Zurdo, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, he has a chance, but he's got to get past Bivol's quickness, and look what he did with Canelo. Yeah, Canelo's a smaller man.
He was blessing Canelo.
Yeah, big
Let's
time.
just be real. You know what I mean? Yeah, what's his name was moving a lot, but
But he was getting tagged a whole lot.
yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, to be frank with that too, I mean, Canelo he's gone better since Mayweather took him to school when he was younger.
Of course.
As a boxer now, but he's always had problems with boxers that actually box. You know what I mean? Like, he's always had problem with boxers that actually box. Because what's in a boxer now moves, but he still gets hit. When somebody's actually boxing, like doubling up the jab, moving it, I mean, they're touching up Canelo. And it's another, I mean, these past few fights, they really haven't, to me, they haven't really been, all he's doing drinking and partying, bro. You seen all his, if you look, he's doing a lot of partying and drinking, getting drunk. I mean, I guess you can do that now, you know what I mean? But it does, he didn't look too, I don't know. I've never been a Canelo fan anyway, so to me, he didn't really look too, what's the word I'm looking for? Too shabby or too, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, boxing for a superstar to hold that title, it's not a long, you're not going to hold it for that long.
Yeah.
There's always someone bigger and better that's going to step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're going to have to lose. You're going to have to relinquish those belts at some time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, come on,
you
man.
You can't hold them
we got
up for the
superstars
rest
coming
of their
up.
life.
Yeah, they're born every day.
Exactly.
So you can't, you know, we all got to go out, hopefully on our shield one day, you know, in the boxing business. Bernard Hopkins, you know, his last fight, he got knocked out of the ring.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they all do. All these guys get beat. You know, Canelo, he's still up there. He's still a contender, and he can still cause some damage. But you know, eventually his time will come, and we got new people.
We got
coming
some hitters
up,
out there.
Who are some hitters that you like to watch?
I like the smaller guys. I like Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Teofimo, Bootsy. There's a lot of good ones out there.
So Lomachenko's supposed to fight Devin Haney in the talks. That's going to be a technical fight right there.
That's going to be a good fight. I don't even know. I mean, like...
You can't pick on that one, really. I mean, you could, but...
Damn, yeah, you can. Obviously, you can. But then also going to... I'm still thinking about that. Like, if I'm a betting man, so I'm like...
Who do you bet on?
Who do you bet on, you know? Because we all know, you've seen Lomachenko.
His footwork is impeccable.
He's a boxer.
Yeah.
And what's the name? The same thing.
Look what he did to Cambosos.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But what's the name has what's the name been dropped before?
Loma?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Has what's the name been dropped before?
I
don't think
so.
he has.
No.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, oh, okay, man.
So there is an age difference, of course, right?
Yeah.
But Lomachenko has the experience. And he has the footwork.
Yeah.
And he has the boxing IQ. So it's going to be an interesting fight? Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Great fight.
That was a good one.
If it can happen.
Yeah. Now, Benavidez.
Benavidez is going to fight Plant? For a match against Canelo?
I think so. Okay, so now in that fight, I like Benavidez. I like Plank. I'm going to go with Planks on this one.
Wow. Plant beats Benavidez.
Yeah.
Wow, why do you say that? That's cool.
I don't, bro. I just feel like he's more skillful. He's more of a boxer.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just me. Who are you picking, brother?
Wow, that's cool. I mean, that fight,
Bro, what do you do with Canelo? He was boxing Canelo.
Yeah, he was.
Until he got hit. But like I said, Canelo has problem with really, really good boxers that can move and do their thing, you know?
Right.
It's like we could go way back. Remember when he fought American?
Yeah.
He was outboxing. American was outboxing the bigger guy, Canelo.
Oh, yeah.
Until he got caught.
And then he got caught, yeah.
If American would have been somewhat his weight, more of a, like that kind of structured body, I think he would have done him in.
Right.
I don't know. There's just been a lot of that happening through his whole career. You know, he's knocked out a lot of people. Yeah, he has. But Plank did, I mean, he
Well, you're
did his
right.
thing.
He has problems with boxers, people that can box.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does have problems there. But he's working out the kinks. I see that
He's gotten better. Don't get me wrong.
He's gotten a lot better.
You know, I respect the guy. You know what I mean? But
I think
like
Benavidez beats Plant. I think.
Okay.
I think it was I think it's all a setup. Not a setup pertaining to, they're gonna have it fixed. But I'm saying I think it's set up so that Benavidez beats Plant so he can fight Canelo. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, you might be right, brother.
Now, I might be wrong, but that's how I see it.
But like I said, both of them boys got two hands, so we'll see in the end of the day when they get in the ring. It's whoever did their homework at the gym.
Right.
Yeah, but that's going to be a good one. I can't wait.
But again, all these fights can be made, though.
Exactly.
This is all hearsay.
Yeah,
we're
you're
watching
right.
little, flyers and stuff like that. But is it really happening? Are the papers being signed? Are these fights going to happen? Because we want them to happen.
Yeah, we want them. But who knows, right? Hopefully it'll be a good year of boxing next year.
Who's Pitbull supposed to fight?
Yeah, that's
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, that's gonna be a.
That's another one.
Wee.
Shakur stepping up.
Pitbull ain't no joke.
No, he
they
ain't
call
no
him
joke.
Pitbull for a reason.
Yeah.
That little guy is.
Can't sleep on him.
Don't sleep on him. He might get touched up a lot, but if he catches them, don't think he can't hurt the other guy, because I know he can hurt him. Why do you think Tank said, "Oh, run that back"? He was like, "Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to run that back."
Right.
That was a good fight with Tank throwing him.
Great fight.
Tank tried to do that uppercut.
Yeah.
It didn't work because he was. They were studying his fights. That was a good fight. And Tank was
Cruz.
Cruz was a smaller guy, smaller size guy.
Yeah.
In that fight. So, but that was a good fight in LA. I was like, wow, this was a nice fight. So now he's gonna fight what's her name, and I'm like, wow, I don't even know. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
So we'll just see and wait. Like I said, but that one's gonna. I would like to see that one too.
Intriguing fights, man, and if they can be made, these are the fights to watch.
Exactly.
Because you can't really pick because these guys are both good.
Yeah.
So these are the fights we want to see, man. It's boxing, baby.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I love boxing.
Yeah,
I love watching it. It's a beautiful science.
It's a beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful science.
Yeah. Science.
I like MMA too, but boxing has always been my passion.
Yeah.
I've always loved it when I was a kid because my families used to get together and all boxing's on. Whether it was De La Hoya, Chavez, Mike Tyson, whoever it was an exciting time.
Yeah.
And they made it something for the family, so we would watch it together.
Together, what I mean, and
And those are the times I remember.
Yeah.
So that's why I take boxing to the heart because it meant something to me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. That sport ain't no joke, but it's good. Love it. Oh yeah.
So what do we got? What do we got for CNF boxing? Anything coming up?
Actually, we do, brother. We're throwing a big event, November 13th. It'll be this Sunday. It's called Time to Eat. Thanksgiving. So we thought we'd call it like that. Time to Eat, November 13th. It'll be Sunday, and that'll be our last show. We had a few other shows that we threw this year. But in the upcoming year, we'll try to get about 4 shows for the year so we could get these amateurs, not just from our gym, other gyms, to come by and get their work in. That's why they work so hard, so they want to fight. So, yeah, that's what we got coming up.
Cool, man.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, can you give a message to the youth out there who are looking for a sanctuary like that, or for a boxing gym, or who want to do anything in any sport? Do you have a positive message to give them?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell them, if you're passionate about something, stick to it and never give up. Don't ever let another person tell you that you can't, because God gave you that gift. You could conquer the world if you want to. That's it. Like, don't ever quit in your dream. Don't ever quit, because anything is possible. It's just wanting to do it. You know, that's it, brother.
Coach Sonny, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you being here, man. I had a great talk with you, and I think a lot of people will learn from you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate you, man. It's all love. You know what I mean?
It's all
Highly
love.
appreciate, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
you.
Until next time.
Yeah.